Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about a topic that I think is going to cause a little bit of a stir. I want to talk to you about digital versus film, and is there any point in shooting film anymore? Okay, to kick things off, it's probably fair to say most new photographers shoot digital, a lot of them exclusively. There are still legions of analog shooters out there though that are strictly film. Fantastic. Now the reason you'll often hear why to shoot film is, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, it's an aesthetic thing, it's a procedural thing, and it's an enjoyable process. Also that the quality is better and that it's great for learning. Now, I want to just start off by saying, and this will ruffle some feathers, my D800E has better resolving power and better image quality than any film stock I have ever tested for 35mm film. No matter what high grade or rare film you've got, I don't think it can outperform the D800E using comparable lenses and good shooting technique. I think a fantastic, excellent film stock is good to about 24 megapixel of effective resolution. That's in my own personal experience. I think the quality issue has been put to bed with the D800E, and digital now has, in terms of its potential, has exceeded 35mm film. Just my opinion. Now, in terms of its ability to help people learn, I half agree with that one, I half disagree. People learn in different ways, and it's absolutely true, and the reason that I still love shooting film, I should get that on the record, is that it does slow you down, it is methodical, it does make you conserve every shot and think about your shots rather than just firing away haphazardly as people often do with digital. However, in terms of a learning process, with digital, you take a shot, you look at the screen. Some people look down on looking at the screen, I don't. You look at it and think, that's not what I was looking for. I wonder what I did wrong. Let me check my settings. Okay, let's adjust that, shoot again. Getting better, but not quite there. Let me adjust this setting. Okay, now I've got the result I was looking for. Fantastic, I've overcome that problem here on the spot. With film, you take a shot. If you're really organized, you write down your settings and what you are hoping to achieve with frame 7 of my first roll of film for the day. Then tomorrow or next week or whenever you develop the film, get the negatives scanned or get prints made, then you revise it, then you have the opportunity to think, that didn't really happen as I hoped it would happen. Let me, next time I go out, try things differently. And the learning process is a very different one. I'm not going to say one's better or worse than the other, and that's not a blow off like saying I don't have a favorite child, everyone's equal. We all know parents have favorite children, But it really is just a different thing. It's a different aesthetic, it's a different way of learning. I'm not saying one's better or worse, but I do think digital accelerates the potential for people to learn, especially people of my generation and younger people who like to get feedback really, really quickly. That said, I own a D4, I own a 5100, I own a D800E, I own lots of different digital cameras. My Nikon FE is still, hands down, my favorite camera. And I do absolutely enjoy shooting film. I do love conserving every frame. And it's true that you can get a great condition older camera with some great old lenses for like $100. Rolls of film aren't that expensive. If you shoot a roll a week, develop and scan it, someone's done the maths, to equivalent of a 24 megapixel full frame camera, it'll probably take you a year or two or more of shooting film to surpass the cost. Yeah, that may be true. And it depends how you shoot. If you are shooting film, you probably will slow down and not shoot more than a roll of film a week or a couple of rolls. With digital, you might go and shoot a couple of hundred shots in a day because you can. Now, I'm not going to start a debate on how people should be shooting. You should be shooting however it suits you. That's absolutely up to you. An old stripped down film camera, there is something lovely about it. It's like driving an antique car or, working with your hands. There's something mechanical and tactile about it. And there is a hard to describe essence of what gets people into photography as kids, I think, when you pass a camera to a kid and now they see the image on the back of the camera for the first time, like, oh my God, that's me, probably without words because they're like 10 months old or something. That's the feeling you had when, using an instant camera where you see the image appearing on a Polaroid, or when you get the negatives and the film back and get to relive your holiday a couple of weeks after and seeing the images for the first time. There is kind of a magic to that. And if you've ever been in the darkroom, the magic of seeing your image appearing in the developer is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you do get more of that hard to describe magic feeling shooting with film. You don't get it so often with digital. If you know what you're doing, you kind of have an idea of what you can expect from it, and you get instant feedback to refine it. So there it is. I think in terms of learning tool, digital offers great advantages for a lot of people, especially for people who want instant results. I think the quality now is on par or exceeding what film can offer. You can also get the fantastic old film lenses to work on most digital cameras using a high quality adapter. But there is still something about film. Before the analog lynch mob come out to sharpen their pitchforks, I still love shooting film. It's just for the sort of work I do commercially and professionally, digital is the way I go. But for personal work, I do love to throw through a few rolls of film whilst I'm traveling. But it's probably a few hundred shots a year on film compared to a few 100,000 shots a year on digital. My 2 cents, love to hear your thoughts. There's a discussion going on in the community forum below. You can check out in the link. Please jump over to that nikonguy.com, sign up to our mailing list. Lots of great stuff coming through there, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Please take a moment to subscribe to the That Nikon Guy channel and check out our videos. There's over 1,000 of them up at the moment. Jump into the playlist section and you'll find lists dedicated to a whole bunch of different topics, from gear to shooting technique and more.